This is why we will now apply the Safe Third Country Agreement to asylum seekers who cross between official points of entry.
I'm happy that it's closed, but then on the other side, people are gonna try to get through regardless of if the border is closed or not. So they're gonna be running through our fields, through our backyard.
That was still a way for them to get through. So it's kind of heartbreaking and sad that they don't have that way to get through now.
So, Alexa for Urban News, and I'm currently in the town of Champlain at Roxham Road in the USA side. It's been approximately 1 week that Justin Trudeau and Joe Biden came out with an announcement that they will close Roxham Road and also change the Third Safe Country Agreement.
After midnight tonight, police and border officers will enforce the agreement and return irregular border crossers to the closest port of entry with the United States.
So Roxham Road, you need to know, that is about 50 kilometers from Montreal. It's a small road that you can see where people can cross illegally. And because of the Third Safe Country Agreement doesn't apply to irregular port of entry, people that was coming from USA where they climb asylum were able to climb back asylum to another safe country. And it's all why people were using that path. This road is not closed. People can still cross illegally, but the process behind have changed. Now, when they cross into Canada, the RCMP drive them to the legal port of entry where they would been taken care of. So I've been here 3 days after they closed Roxham, and I already saw some taxi driver bring the migrants here to cross illegally. Today, I'm more interested to know what the citizens of Roxham Road, what they have to say. Are they happy of this decision that this road is closed? We want to hear from them, and we will show you some interview that we had with some citizen of Roxham.
I'm happy that it's closed, but then on the other side, people are gonna try to get through regardless of if the border is closed or not. So they're gonna be running through our fields, through our backyard.
Yeah, it was annoying having cars up and down the road all day and all night and people knocking on the doors, you know, needing rides, and heartbreaking to see, you know, people walking up the roads with their babies and all that. But at the same time, that was still a way for them to get through. So it's kind of heartbreaking and sad that they don't have that way to get through now.
We've had somebody try to break into our shed to hide from the helicopters and the Border Patrol. And we've had numerous people come and knock at our door all hours of the night to either use our phone or to see if we'd give them a ride somewhere.
Within the first couple months that me and my husband moved here, we were getting ready to leave for work early in the morning, and we heard this light tapping on our back door, and we looked at each other like, did we just hear something? And it was this 6-foot man, and gets down on his hands and knees begging us not to call the cops, not to call Border Patrol. He said he was legal, showed us his papers, and he goes, my wife isn't. And he had a daughter. His wife had jumped the border, came through the swamps. There's swamps all back here. And she came through the swamps, and they slept under the trees the night before, and it had rained. Her clothes were soaked. I grabbed new clothes for her, and she changed her clothes. I grabbed blankets for them. They needed a ride to Plattsburgh. I gave them a ride to Plattsburgh.
They throw garbage all over the place. They throw their stuff out. The stuff that they can't or don't feel they can bring across the border, they throw it on the ground. Up and down
this road, it's just littered with trash. There's cell phones. If you look on both sides of the road, up and down, you'll find just a bunch of electronics, bunch of trash up and down the road. If you go and look, you'll find trash and everything up and down. It's terrible. Nobody picks it up.
Just there. You can see like foreign currency. people are just like getting rid of it. Some turkey, money. Hey, Lincoln, another phone. That's the second car that I found. Second car of the homeless shelter. In order to be released by the Department of Homeland Security, Immigration and Customs Enforcement, migrants who did cross illegally into U.S. need to sign an agreement to get a GPS tracker into their phone or even a GPS ankle bracelet in order to be tracked all across USA. And it's why we find all those phones in the ground at Roxham Road.
People leave their stuff in the driveway and they just forget their stuff, or they leave it there and we pick it up if it's left in the driveway.
I feel more threatened now that they closed the road down.
Okay.
Than what I've felt living here. My biggest scare is I have kids and I watch kids after school, and having them out here by themselves, because you never know what type of person it is that's going to be walking up the road.
I'd say we've had people up on our porch maybe 3-4 times a month, and then I mean, we were seeing people walking. People were getting dropped off in our driveway every day. Border Patrol's going to have their hands full now because people are going to be trying to find other places to get through now. So I think they're going to have their hands full.
We were driving down the road and there was a guy in the bushes crouched down, you know, hiding. Mm-hmm. So I called the Border Patrol and the state troopers on him and they came up.
I think they don't realize how much having that border open actually, you know, helped until they're going to be driving here and there and, you know, alarms, this and that's going off because you got people jumping everywhere.
I don't know what he's trying to prove by closing down that border because it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop them. If they want to get up there, they're going to figure out a way.
So clearly that road is way more quiet now, but I'm really interested what happened with the business of the taxi and the migrant. Stay tuned for the next report. You don't want to miss that. But in between, you wait for it. Go to roxhamroadexpose.com. Chip in what you can to encourage our journalism, and that helps us to offset our travel expense because it's not cheap to travel back and forth into USA.